Archbishop Vigano was the Vatican's diplomatic representative to the United States until 2016, when he was replaced. He has quite a long history in the sense that he was originally in the Vatican and was very angry about losing his job at the Vatican and made a series of accusations in 2012 against Vatican officials. He's a very conservative man. He's allied with the traditionalist wing of the church, which thoroughly dislikes Francis. And his letter was timed clearly to inflict maximum damage on Pope Francis, and was released through the traditional kind of traditionalist website. So it was clearly a concerted effort involving this same traditionalist group.
Yes, there's been a Vatican source who said that the timing of the release of the letter is suspicious. And as you mentioned, he's not exactly a big fan, to say the least, of the Pope. But what did you make of what was in the letter? And could there be any truth to this?
Well, look, it was an 11-page letter, which was a huge mixture of things. It had homophobic rants against various officials who he identifies with various conspiracies. And so it's a whole mixed bag of things in 11 pages. What he's trying to do in the letter is to place, trying to place the blame on Pope Francis for a particular scandal which has been rocking the American church in recent weeks, namely revelations that the former Archbishop of Washington, now long retired, Cardinal Theodore McCarrick, for many years, and I'm talking here about the 1980s and the 1990s, had sexual relationships with seminarians, and that this was known about at the time, and yet McCarrick was promoted seamlessly through the hierarchy and got to be Archbishop of Washington and Cardinal by John Paul II. Now, what Vigano's trying to do is he's trying to say that Francis knew about this in 2013 but did nothing. Now, his central claim is that Pope Benedict condemned this archbishop to a life of prayer and penitence, which is a canonical in the church. It's a canonical sentence, meaning that you can't basically function in public, as a priest. Now, everybody is saying, including many of the bishops in the United States, saying, we never heard about this. If he had this condemnation and this sentence, why was he saying Mass during Pope Benedict's time and on missions and so on? So the core claim of Vigano's letter has collapsed under inspection. And so really what we're left with is a lot of very interesting allegations, claims, stories about particular conversations, which no doubt will be picked over and discussed for a long time to come. But to me, reading the letter, it simply confirms what we already knew, which was that what needs to be investigated is what happened under John Paul II.
So do you think Pope Francis is right then in giving this letter the silent treatment?
Well, yeah, I mean, what he actually said, he didn't just say, I'm not going to respond. He said, I'm not going to respond to that letter. But then he said to the journalist, go and investigate, do your work, go and find out the story behind this. Now, he wouldn't have said that if he isn't confident that at the heart of the letter are allegations which are at least untruthful.